we've got sex, we've got relationships going poorly, we've got dragons. Wrap in a treasure hunt and a trip to the hells. I guess Vox Machina is back.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Will, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you are new here. I'm giving my review for the first 3 episodes of The Legend of Vox Machina Season 3 that have just dropped on Amazon Prime or Prime Video, whatever the hell you want to call it. This review will contain spoilers from those episodes, so if you have not watched any of the 3 episodes, I do urge that you pause this video, go watch the episodes, and then come back and hear my thoughts on them. They were very, very good episodes. I'm very happy to have the series back. This is just going to be my general thoughts on it. A couple things I noticed in regards to spoilers. So you have been warned. Let's jump right into it. Episode 1, A Deadly Bargain. Conversation between Vox Machina and Raishan takes place. This is immediately after the events of Season 2, where Raishan informs Vox Machina of Thordak's plan to raise an elemental dragon army of his own spawn that will lay waste to all of Exandria. Of course, Keyleth wants nothing to do with Raishan, and the team is very divided on this. Raishan does inform them that even though they possess 4 of the vestiges of divergence that they collected in Season 2, they are no match for Thordak in their current situation, and they will require another vestige, the plate of the Dawn Martyr, that is currently located in Unported, according to Raishan. Keyleth adamantly agrees that they are not working with her and tells her to go f*** herself, with the team in the moment backing her up, but also very divided on what they should do. They decide to hatch a plan, which you can guess how good it goes, to actually go scope out the remains of the Cloud Keep to see if what Raishan says about Thordak is true. Insanity ensues and everything almost goes completely wrong, but thanks to Raishan, they're able to escape Thordak undetected, while also confirming that what Raishan says is true, and have to decide to go to Ank'Harel in order to locate the plate of the Dawn Martyr against Keyleth's wishes, and who is very much in this point feeling very angry and unheard within the team. Although the team does support her, she doesn't feel supported in this moment for obvious reasons. Of course, she has anger with Raishan for what happened to Pyra in Season 2, and with Raishan being the one responsible for releasing Thordak, who is, as we see in the next few episodes, is being heavily powered up, but also corrupted by the soul gem that was used to trap him in the plane of fire to begin with. That's episode 1. Episode 2, entitled The Prisoners of Ank'Harel, takes Vox Machina to Ank'Harel along with Gilmore in order to locate the plate of the Dawn Martyr. They come to find out has already been stolen by another interested party, that party being Dr. Ripley, who has returned from her failed partnership with Umbrasyl in Season 2. She currently has possession of the plate of the Dawn Martyr with the aid of another vestige of divergence, Cabal's Ruin, which is a cloak that allows her to redirect magical energies and do a whole bunch of other cool shit. The team pursues, they lose Ripley, but also lose Percy in the process, who is taken hostage by Ripley. The rest of Vox Machina, minus Scanlan, who decides to cash in his favor from Vex at the worst possible time in order to try to reconcile with his daughter Kaylee, who is also in Ank'Harel having a show. You can guess how well that encounter goes. The team goes back to try to locate anything that might lead them to Ripley, who has Percy, but also has to evade the hand of Ord, who are the city's guardians and who work for Jamon Sa'ord. Sorry if I butchered the name, who is the ruler and leader of Ank'Harel. Percy, besides one awkward reunion, gets a second awkward reunion when Orthax, the demon who was possessing Percy in Season 1, survived and decided to team up with Ripley. Ripley wants to mass produce the pepper boxes, which is a terrible idea, but Ripley's gonna Ripley. Percy decides to try to help just to try to escape, which he is successful with the help of the rest of Vox Machina, who show up in the nick of time, but Ripley escapes with Cabal's Ruin and the plate of the Dawn Martyr before the hand of Ord show up to capture Vox Machina, who they assume and are blaming for the death of not only the curator but the theft of the plate of the Dawn Martyr. And they are taken to be judged by Jamon Saord. Sorry again if I'm butchering these names. Who is little evidence decides to try them and try them as guilty and is ready to execute them, but Percy decides to actually take the blame for the rest of the team, allowing the rest of the team to be let go before Percy is inevitably sentenced to become a warrior for Jamon. Meantime, we see Scanlan and Kaylee meeting up. Kaylee still doesn't want anything to do with Scanlan, but is willing to try to give him a chance. And of course, Scanlan screws up the entire encounter, getting shit-faced drunk and just messing up, and is unsuccessful in his reconciliation with his daughter. We'll put a pin in that and come back at a later point. But luckily, Scanlan runs into the rest of the team as they're being led away and is able to go back to save Percy with the help of Mythcarver that can actually show Jamon that it was not Vox Machina who did all the stuff. Their name clear, Jamon decides to release them and also informs them that the version of the plate of the Dawn Martyr that Ripley has stolen is a fake, and the real version is in the Hells, which is the Hells. It's hell. She sent it to hell. They've got to go to hell. And episode 3 is entitled Vexations. This is our precursor to the team venturing to hell, that after they return to Whitestone in order to prepare, they'll have to take a road trip with Kima and Allura to Draconia in order to find a back door into the Hells. But before that back door is entered, another back door gets entered, because there is a lot of relationship stuff that happens in the first half of this episode. We finally see Vex and Percy go at it. Yeah, they hard.
Why is everyone on the internet so horny?
At the same time, we see that Vax and Keyleth have a very awkward conversation where he breaks up with Keyleth again, because obviously Keyleth will outlive all of them, and also Vax is more so haunted by the visions from the matron, and Keyleth just kicks him out of the room, and they're all depressed, and there's this brief moment between Scanlan and Pike, and the only one getting laid is Percy and Vex, which even that ends up being awkward towards the end of the episode. Once all the awkward sex and relationship stuff's out of the way, they make their way to Draconia, where they encounter Dola, who is a former party member of Kima and Allura, with some baggage. Ends up turning really bad. But first, she does help them open the portal to the Hells, where everyone except for Percy and Vex, Allura, and Kima go to the Hells in order to locate the plate of the Dawn Martyr. At the same time, Dola, who is not as happy as she initially leads everybody to believe on, has sold them out to Vorgal, the ice dragon, who is in hot pursuit of them. And he quickly dispatches of Dola because she's got a smart-ass mouth. Kima is supposedly lost while the other three are trapped inside of a cavern. There's an awkward conversation between Percy and Vex after their one-night stand, and trying to figure out what they are at the same time, trying not to die, but also being there to reopen the portal to the rest of Vox Machina to escape the Hells once they find the plate of the Dawn Martyr. And that's where episode 3 ends. Woo!
He did it! The son of a bitch did it!
Probably the best description I've ever done for the 3 episodes. I hope you enjoyed that part. I thought the first 3 episodes of this season were really well done. The first episode really kind of setting up the uneasy alliance between Raishan and the rest of Vox Machina. Keyleth is 100% right to be concerned and to be angry as well. And that is something that you can tell that's not a baseline emotion for her, especially within the first 2 seasons where she was much more unsure about herself. She is very upset and very angry with everything that's going on. And not only that, with dealing with Vax and his wishy-washiness when it comes to his feelings for her and not willing to fight fate for their relationship, and juxtapose that with what's happening with Vex and Percy, who are embracing that sort of relationship. But even Vex is very unsure. She doesn't want to admit to Percy how she feels, but Percy is all for it. Percy wants to be with Vex. And it's very interesting to see how Percy and Vax are handling these situations drastically differently. It's gonna really be interesting to see how they both end up at the end of the season. Kind of know their fates, because I am a fan of Critical Role and I've been a fan for a long time. I just never watched campaign 1, but I know what happens to most of the characters. I liked the road tripping all over Exandria looking for the Plate of the Dawn Martyr. That message does go to Pike. We've seen it in images from later in the season that they have already shown. I was surprised to see Cabal's Ruin. That's a really cool cloak. I'm glad they got to show off some of what that can do. That will eventually go to Percy, and it kind of makes sense that he takes it from Ripley because of his baggage. I did not know, and I don't know if this is something that was in the original live stream, but I didn't know that Orthax and Ripley partnered up. I think if they didn't, and this is something new for the series, I think that's a really cool partnership, because it's Percy having to deal with two of his past traumas at the same time, and I think that's really cool. And it also does inform a lot of what I've seen with Percy in later campaigns and how he's very protective about the technology that leaves Whitestone. It makes total sense based off of what they're presenting here. Scanlan, I think it was really cool that they are focusing more on him trying to reconcile with his only daughter and to try to form that familiar bond, but also seeing how he still fumbles around Pike. I mean, they obviously have feelings for each other, and those feelings aren't necessarily being addressed like most of the team. They could really use a therapist. Unfortunately, there's only one that I know of, and he blew himself up. Spoilers. They did confirm that Lance Reddick did complete all of his lines for season 3, so it is awesome that we get to see his excellent and amazing performance one more time. It's really cool that we've got more of an idea of what Thordak's endgame is. Raishan kind of being on a ticking clock because of whatever poison or curse that afflicts her. I'm assuming they'll take care of Borgal this season. I'm not sure if they'll take care of all of the Chroma Conclave by then or what will actually happen. But this has definitely been a story that they have given a lot of time to tell. And from what I've seen, especially in that episode 1 when they went to the Cloud Keep to try to get some intel, you can definitely tell that Thordak is getting more and more unhinged and is going to start being a much bigger threat than he already is. I like the fact that they're teaming up more with Gilmore and with Kima and Aurora. I think those little snippets are really cool. I like the fact that we're seeing a lot of these other areas outside of the general Whitestone and Amon, or whatever's left of Amon at this point. Ankara looks beautiful. When Jamon said that she gave the Plate of the Dawn Martyr to a demon named Xerxes, the only Xerxes I know of was a character from EXU Calamity became one of the demons who served Asmodeus, who is the Lord of the Hells and one of the betrayer gods. So I'm wondering if we will see that character show up in this. That would be really cool. And it would be really cool if they got the person who portrayed him during the live stream to show up and do the voiceover. I think that would be awesome. Also, there is a little teaser if you are someone who watches Campaign 3. There is a small little wooden structure inside the shop that Gilmore takes him to. That's his rival who had a bullet in his head. Had the word Pokapi written on it. If you watch Campaign 3, one of Travis Willingham's characters in that, Chetney Pokapi, he is a gnome who's a master craftsman, and he does woodworking. He's lived for over 400 years, so it's nice that they kind of throw those little Easter eggs in. Grog looking at stuff in the shop before he runs into a bunch of kids, which I heard one of the kids' voices is his own son, which I think that's super cool and super sweet. But overall, these first 3 episodes were dope. I mean, the animation looks as good as ever. Even the CG on the dragons looked a little bit more polished and a little bit more smoother, so I really, really love that. And I love the fact that they're going to so many different places and you get to see the different art styles of the different realms, like how Whitestone looks drastically different from Marquette. It's like these worlds just feel super vibrant and alive. It just makes me more excited for the next animated series that they are working on right now. So, but let me know what you thought of the first 3 episodes of Legend of Vox Machina Season 3 in the comments down below. Let me know if you liked my little run through at the beginning, if you like that format. If you did, I might do it for the rest of them. But that is going to do it for this, I guess, spoiler review for the first 3 episodes of Legend of Vox Machina Season 3. So let me know any thoughts that you have in the comments down below. Let me know anything I might have missed from my ramblings at the beginning. All that stuff, I'd love to interact with you in the comments, so feel free. But as always, thank you so much for checking out this and all my videos. I really do appreciate it. If this happened to have been your first time checking out one of my videos, hi, my name is Will. I do geeky stuff on the internet, reviews, reactions, a bunch of things. I've done probably close to 500, if not over 500 videos over the course of almost 9 years at this point. So check any of them out. I would greatly appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you happen to enjoy this. I am still hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers this year. It's a stretch, but we'll see what happens. You know, we got like 2 months left. This is the month of October, so I will be doing a few horror movies. That's something that's kind of a tradition I have been doing now. So feel free to look forward to those. Subscribe for all that stuff. Like, share. I would appreciate it. I've got socials at the end that you can check out. And as always, until next time, I will catch you later. See ya. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.